Michael has 2 credit cards maxed out at $18,000. He makes minimum payments every month like clockwork, and he's been doing this for 3 years straight. At this rate, he'll be debt-free in about 19 years, and he'll end up paying $42,000 total for purchases that originally cost $18,000. He's literally paying more than double. Meanwhile, his college friend David also has $18,000 in debt. But David will be completely debt-free in 2 years, and his net worth will actually increase by over $200,000 during that same period. Same amount of debt, but completely opposite outcomes. Today we're breaking down why debt makes some people wealthy and destroys others. And it has nothing to do with how much money they make. I'm Finn, and in the next 10 minutes you're going to understand exactly how debt actually works in the real world. Not the textbook version, but the version that either builds generational wealth or keeps families trapped for decades. Let's get into it. There are only 2 types. And understanding this difference is literally the difference between being rich and being broke. Type 1 is what I call consuming debt. This is debt used to buy things that lose value the moment you buy them. A new car on a loan. Furniture on a payment plan. That vacation you put on a credit card. The latest phone, on installments. These things either depreciate in value, or they give you a temporary experience, and then they're gone. Type 2 is producing debt. This is debt used to buy things that generate income, or appreciate in value over time. Real estate you rent out. A business loan that generates revenue. Student loans for high-income skills that actually pay off. Equipment that helps you make money. Now, here's the brutal truth. Rich people use almost exclusively producing debt. Poor people use almost exclusively consuming debt. And many people, they end up using a mix of both, without ever clearly separating one from the other. So let me show you exactly how this plays out. David's $18,000 in debt bought him a duplex worth $90,000. He lives in half, and rents the other half for $1,200 a month. His mortgage is $1,600 total, so he's only paying $400 out of pocket. Before this, he was renting for $1,100 a month. Do the math. He went from throwing away $1,100 monthly to paying $400 while owning an appreciating asset. That's $700 a month back in his pocket. Plus equity building. Plus property appreciation. In 2 years, his net worth jumped $30,000. Because the debt bought an income-generating asset. But here's the part that separates wealth builders from everyone else. In 5 years, he'll refinance, pull out the equity, and buy another property. That property funds the next one, and the next one. The debt isn't the burden, because the asset pays for it. The system is designed for people who understand this, and it punishes everyone who doesn't. Michael's $18,000 bought him a depreciating car. A vacation he barely remembers. Furniture worth pennies. And a phone that'll be obsolete in 18 months. His debt costs him 22% on credit cards. And 7% on the car. Monthly payment is $450. Here's the part that should make you angry. $330 of that is pure interest. Only $120 actually touches the debt. He pays $5,400 a year. And his debt drops $1,400. He's paying almost 4 times the actual debt reduction. In interest alone. The car loses value every month. The vacation is gone. The furniture is worthless. And the debt keeps growing. Because the interest compounds faster than his payments. This isn't poor financial planning. This is the system, working exactly as designed. Banks make maximum profit when you're trapped at minimum payments. And that's where they engineer you to stay.
3 psychological traps. And most people walk into all of them. Trap 1 is monthly payment framing. They don't ask if you can afford $25,000. They ask if you can afford $479 a month. Your brain says yes to $479. Even though you just agreed to pay $34,000. For something worth $15 today. Trap 2 is lifestyle inflation on credit. You get a 20% raise. So you upgrade your life by 30%. And fill the gap with debt. You earn more, so you deserve more. Except the math doesn't work. And now you're stuck paying interest on your celebration. Trap 3 is emergency debt that becomes structural. Car breaks down, and you need it for work. So you finance it. Medical bill hits, so you put it on credit. Fridge dies, so you get a payment plan. Every emergency feels justified. And it usually is. But here's what happens next. You're now making so many minimum payments that when the next emergency hits, you have no choice but more debt. The cycle feeds itself. And it's designed that way.
There's a line you don't want to cross. And most people blow past it without knowing it exists. 15% of your take-home income. If your minimum payments hit that number, you're done. 4,000 monthly take-home means 600 in debt payments. Puts you in the danger zone. Why 15? Because above that line, you can't save. Every unexpected expense becomes new debt. You can't invest. You can't build an emergency fund. You're trapped. And the lending industry knows this number better than you do. They pre-approve you for amounts that push you right to that edge. Because that's where they make maximum profit, while keeping you functional enough to keep paying. They've calculated exactly how much debt you can service before you break. And they're betting you'll stay there for decades. Getting out requires breaking one cycle. Stop adding new consuming debt today. Build a $1,000 emergency buffer by selling something or working extra for a month. That buffer breaks the emergency debt cycle. Then pay off your smallest debt first regardless of interest rate. Killing one debt completely proves escape is possible. After that, go by interest rate. Critical part is when you eliminate a debt, keep paying the same total amount. Paying $600 total across debts? Keep paying $600. Roll the freed payment into the next debt. Your last debts get crushed fast. Most people free up money and spend it somewhere else. That's why they stay trapped.
Once you clear consuming debt and save 3 months' expenses, there's a choice. Upgrade lifestyle now or build assets first, then upgrade from the cash flow. David cleared his cards in 18 months, then redirected that payment into the duplex. 2 years later, rental income paid for his lifestyle upgrades. It's about sequence, not sacrifice.
Debt buys assets that generate income or things that lose value. One builds wealth, one traps you. Which side are you on? Comment the debt you're eliminating first. See you next time.